Now, next topic is Newton's ring, which is also example of division of wave amplitude. As we have discussed in above lecture, that division of amplitude is a method by which we obtain the interference of light. Means interference can be obtained by two methods, as you know, division of wavefront and division of amplitude. We have already discussed about division of amplitude by using thin film. In both cases, reflected light and transmitted light. Now, we will discuss about division of amplitude by using Newton's ring experiment. In this experiment, as shown in figure, okay, we are taking a plain glass plate at which we put a plano-convex lens of large focal length as shown in figure. Okay, there are two surfaces, POQ and AOB, and here is also best shaped thin films of air at the both side of the point of contact. Means O is the point of contact between the plain glass plate and the plano convex lens. Okay, and at the both end the film AOP and BOQ, both the film are responsible for the division of amplitude. So by using this technique, now we will discuss about Newton's ring experiment. Now the figure as shown here, a source S, and by taking a convex lens L which makes the beam parallel to the inclined glass plate G, okay, at 45 degree, for splitting the incident rays toward the plano convex lens and glass plate. As shown in figure, when the incident rays incident on the glass plate, it splits toward the plano convex lens and glass plate. They are incident on the glass plate and plano convex lens and reflected back. They are going to superimpose during their journey. Okay, and here is a microscope from which we can easily observe the phenomena of interference between these two rays. Okay, these two rays, and these rays are developed by the division of amplitude by using Newton's ring experiment, in which the main work of splitting the both rays is by two surfaces, as we have discussed above, AOP and BOQ. These both the best shaped thin films are responsible for the split of incident rays as shown in figure. Now we will discuss about how Newton's rings are formed. At the point of contact, when the both these rays are going to superimpose, we get the concentric circles of same radius. Okay, concentric circles. Okay, and these concentric circles are of bright and dark alternate, and they are known as circular rings or Newton's rings. Okay, when monochromatic light is allowed to fall normally and film is illuminated in the reflected light, alternate dark and bright rings concentric around the point of contact between the lens and glass plate are seen. Since the phenomena was first described by Newton, that is why the rings are known as Newton's ring. Okay, Why Newton's ring are circular is very important question. Because the locus at the point of contact is same for all the rays, so the Newton's ring are circular. It is very simple answer. Explanation of formation of Newton's ring. Now we will going to discuss about explanation of formation of Newton's ring. Two coherent rays 1 and 2 as shown in figure in front of you, two coherent sources 1 and 2 derived from the wedge shaped film interfere to produce bright and dark circular rings around the point of contact. Then the effective path difference between the rays 1 and 2 would be 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus minus lambda by 2. For normal incidence, as we know that angle of incidence equal to angle of refraction is equal to 0. Now I equal to r equal to 0, then the equation becomes delta equal to 2 mu t plus lambda by 2, where theta is lesser than r. We neglected it, so we get the desired result, path difference equal to 2 mu t plus lambda by 2, equation number 1. At the point of contact, the thickness of the film is 0, so t becomes 0. You know very well, at the point of contact the thickness becomes 0, so t becomes 0. Okay, hence the path difference at the point of contact is lambda by 2. This is condition of minimum intensity, hence central spot of the ring system is dark. Okay, because at the point of contact the condition of minima is satisfied, so it becomes dark. Now condition of bright rings, condition for maxima. As we have the path difference, now we can find out, you know better. In condition for maxima, the path difference should be even multiple of lambda by 2, so 2 mu t plus lambda by 2 equal to 2n lambda by 2. It becomes 2 mu t equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. Okay, now condition for minima. As you know, condition for minima, the path difference should be odd multiple of 2n plus 1, yeah, 2n plus minus 1 lambda by 2. Put the values. 2 mu t plus lambda by 2 equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Now we get 2 mu t equal to n lambda, the desired result. Okay, it is very simple and very important. Now very important, we are going to discuss diameter of Newton's ring. Diameter of Newton's ring as shown in figure. Diameter of Newton's ring. To evaluate the diameter of bright and dark circular rings, consider a plano-convex lens AOB on the glass plate POQ as shown in figure. Let R be the radius of the curved surface AOB of the lens and T be the thickness of the film at point F. At point F as shown in figure. From the property of circle, as we know that from figure, DE into EF equal to OE into OZ. DE into EF equal to OE into EZ. So the value of DE and EF is R and R. So it becomes R into R equal to T minus 2R minus T. R square equal to 2RT minus T square. If T is lesser than capital R, then 2RT minus T square is nearly equal to 2RT. Okay, so it can be right R square equal to 2RT. So the value of thickness T equal to R square upon 2R, equation number 2. Now apply the condition for bright fringe. So 2 mu t equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. Put the value of t here from equation 2. You get the value of radius. You get the value of radius r square equal to r capital R into 2n minus 1 lambda upon 2 mu. Okay, equation number 3 here. Similarly, if the nth bright rings pass through the point F on the film, then R should be radius of the nth bright rings. So it can be written as Rn square R into capital R into 2n minus 1 lambda upon 2 mu. You get the radius of diameter for nth rings. It is the radius of diameter of nth, radius of rings, bright rings of nth. Or you can easily say that radius of nth bright rings can be written as Rn square R lambda into 2n minus 1 upon 2 mu. Question number 4. If capital Dn is the diameter of nth bright ring, then from equation 4 we get Rn equal to Dn by 2, as we know that. So put the value Dn by 2 equal to 2 mu minus 1 2n minus 1 lambda r upon 2 mu, which can be written as Dn square 2n minus 1 lambda r upon mu, and can be simplified in terms of Dn equal to under root 2 into 2n minus 1 r lambda. So from here we find out that Dn is directly proportional to under root 2n minus 1, and by taking a constant of proportionality k, it becomes Dn equal to k 2n minus 1, k equal to lambda 2r. Equation number 6. Similarly, for dark fringe, we can find out, we have the condition 2 mu t equal to n lambda. Put the value of t, we get the desired result, value of r square equal to Rn lambda upon mu. So now put the value of diameter as Rn equal to Dn by 2. So it becomes Dn by 2 का whole square equal to Rn lambda upon mu. So Dn square equal to 4n r lambda by mu. Dn equal to under root 4 Rn lambda upon mu. So Dn equal to 2 under root Rn lambda upon mu. For air, as we know that refractive index is 1, so it becomes Dn equal to 2 Rn lambda, 2 under root Rn lambda, या n lambda r can be written. Now we can find out Dn is directly proportional to n. Okay, so by taking a suitable constant of proportionality, Dn equal to k under root n. Equation number 7. The diameters of dark rings are proportional to the square root of the natural numbers, as shown in equation number 7. That it is very clear that, and in your examination it would be asked to you that prove that the diameter of Newton's rings are proportional to the square root of the natural numbers. So the diameter of the dark rings are proportional to the square root of the natural numbers, as shown in equation. Okay, now if Dn plus 1 and Dn are the diameter of nth and n plus 1th dark rings, then the spacing between them Dn plus 1 minus Dn, which can be written as k into under root n plus 1 minus under root n. It is very simple. By putting the value of n, we find out the spacing between two consecutive circular rings. Okay, hence it is concluded that spacing decreases with the order of the ring, and fringe get closer and closer as their order increases, as shown in equation above equation, that spacing decreases with the order of ring and fringes get closer and closer as their order increases.